What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on the Space Engineers Inspiration series. We are starting things off today with the Halo UNSC M850 Grizzly. And yes, I totally remember that, just from memory. This is actually a really cool build. I don't normally do a lot of ground ships. Not really because there's anything wrong with them, just that because, I guess. I don't really know, actually, now that I think about it. But this one I had to feature because it just is really, really cool. And I can tell there was a lot of time that went into this because there's a lot of little details in things that they don't look like really, truly random and stuff, even though they're probably supposed to. But it's one of those, you rarely see ships with that kind of just detail work. I've mentioned before about greebles and things, but it's easy to do in something like, you know, a 3D program where you can just generate them, but when you have to build all the little pieces, the whole greeble thing is a little bit harder to do. But yeah, it actually looks really cool. I also like this technique, which I did not even realize was a thing until I pasted it in, and it's a thing, is the projection. The projection here is really cool because it basically allows there to be a look of a block where there can't be a block, such as where the wheels are. But it still kind of at a glance gives you the look that you would want for, you know, like the treads and things like that, that it gives it an appearance. But you can't normally do that because the block would be in the way, so that's pretty cool. I really like that. Obviously, this does have a couple mods on it. Not too many. Three, if I believe... three, if I believe correctly. That phrase got jumbled up in my head. I believe 3, if I remember correctly, was the way that was supposed to go. Mainly weapon mods. There's a couple of weapon mods on it to make it more... I'm guessing Halo-friendly, either that or it just was a preference thing. Now, you wouldn't think a ship this small, being a tank and all, would give me any difficulties on finding the door. But even apparently even builds this small can thwart me. I don't think these buttons are set up to do anything. I think they're set up for show. I wasn't sure. Oh, no, there's a hatch. Haha, it's not just me. Okay. Alright, cool. See? Not totally crazy. It was actually concealed this time. Alright, so we have a smoothbore high-velocity cannon 90mm. Why that's on a timer block, I'm not sure. Maybe it's a firing sequence. A rotor for the turret is on. Vision port camera. That's interesting. Chain guns, front lights, thruster assist, probably for moving forward, maybe? Rotor for all bogies is off, or at least a lock is off or something, but I think that's power off. Looks like reverse, antenna, hatch door, that's actually what I was looking for. Alright, so actually not too crazy on the control schemes, which is always good for me. What does this do? Okay, so we've got the camera here. And, okay, so that's actually not power, that's a rotor lock. And then if we hit 1, the whole friggin' tank moves. Holy crap. That was awesome. I don't know if it's supposed to or not. It may be one of those where you're supposed to have a rotor set up or locked or something, but that was awesome. Hold on, I gotta say this. That's amazing. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. I'm not even gonna lie. Alright, so that obviously is kind of going to be a take the cake for me. Is that 90mm cannon is pretty amazing. Alright, let's see, what's next? We got the 30mm. The M230 threw me off. I was like, is that a 230 meter? What? What is that? That's a big gun. Wow. Okay, so I can see why the mods are in here. This thing's a force to be reckoned with. Alright, well, I'm sold. Let's see, we've got front lights, which are right there on the, I don't know, I guess legs? I guess those are legs? I'm not really sure what you would call that on a tank. I mean, I know it's treads, but, I don't know. Anyway, let's see, what do we have here? I feel like there's a lock somewhere that's keeping me from moving, because even with the thrusters, I'm not going anywhere, which doesn't seem right. I'll have to check and make sure it didn't get pasted in as a, oh, probably because the rotors were locked, maybe. Maybe that has something to do with it. Okay, so are the thrusters for forward, I'm guessing? Because they seem to be. I can reverse, there's no lateral. Also, why can't I turn, really? I mean, I can sort of, but I can't turn with the mouse. It's almost like there's no gyroscope on the ship. Okay, so if I turn that off, nothing happens. So that seems to be our main, and the rotor power and or lock is probably going to be like your emergency brake. Now what happens if I reverse this? Oh! Well, that's interesting. It's actually got like a height reversal. That's pretty crazy. So I guess if you were stuck in a valley or something, you could actually reverse these so you could climb out of it. There's a lot of work that went into this ship. Let's just be honest. Wow, that's pretty crazy, actually. Okay, so what happens if I fire this while we're moving? Yep, no, it still just moves the whole freaking tank. Jeez. Alright, so this tank is pretty cool, although it moves like a tank. Let's get that out of the way. So one thing I'm noticing is, I'm guessing anyway, in order to preserve the actual tank movement of the body moves one way and the turret moves another, is probably why you're controlling the tank with the WASD keys, because if you're moving forward or backward, the A and D key are actually turning the ship slightly. I just didn't quite pick up on it right away, but you can't actually turn with the mouse, and that's probably because when you unlock this, now you can move the turret, so that's probably necessary, unfortunately, because it is a little bit cumbersome to try and turn with the D key and A key because you're so used to that being lateral. And it does not do uphill well, apparently. Now again, unless I've got something set up incorrectly, because I question it, because this says assist, not like it should be moving the entire thing. And at the moment, it kind of feels like it's moving the entire thing. So, I wonder... What I'm actually wondering is if the handbrake or something is on. Handbrake is on. That would be why. Okay, that's better. Now we're moving. Actually quite fast now. So if we turn this off, what are the speeds? Yeah, okay. So it had a handbrake on. Why there's no control for that? Wait. Is that... Okay, see, I always use the handbrake from the hotbar. That's why that got confusing, in case anyone was wondering why I didn't pick up on that earlier. Because usually I'm so used to flying vehicles that P is for the landing gears or connectors or whatever. Actually, I don't know if it can be used on connectors or not. Anyway, but I'm not used to doing ground vehicles, and so the handbrake being P is not something I'm used to. I usually put it on the hotbar, so I apologize for that. But we got it moving quite well. So yeah, now this tank is even cooler because it actually moves really well. Plus, if you add the thruster booster things, it's gonna go even faster, which is... This thing is crazy. Like, it moves fast and hits like a truck, or a tank, rather. But I mean, just think about it. You're just driving by, right? Minding your own business. Hey, what's that tank over there? We should probably do something about it. It's moving rather quickly. And you're dead. Although I think I just broke a piece off of the tank. I don't think this is designed to fire while moving. But who knows? Anyways, this is a really cool friggin' tank, and especially if you're on like a multiplayer game or something, this could have quite an entertainment value. But I think that's going to do it for this one. Let's move on to the next one. Alrighty, so next up we have the FS.S70.1 wow, I can't read. FS.S70.1 Sojourn-Class Explorer. Blah. This is why I don't often give the titles and just say look it up in the description, because I butcher them. So this is actually a really cool ship, in my opinion, for one specific reason, if nothing else. It's actually got a couple reasons, obviously, but one of the coolest things is that I don't often find very many ships that make use of heavy armor. Understandably, it's heavy and expensive and looks relatively the same, so if you're going for aesthetics and whatnot, not really a whole lot of point. But this ship actually did something cool, where instead of trying to make sure the whole ship is heavily armored or something like that, it reinforced the bridge with heavy armor, which I thought was really cool. This is kind of a mix between an exploration ship. Yes, I know exploratory is one word. I got confused. But it also is designed to go into highly dangerous and hostile areas as well, and so it's supposedly fairly well armored. Again, I'm not the best judge of that because I don't do a whole lot of multiplayer or ship-to-ship battles or explosive testing or anything like that, so, you know, take it for what it is, but my opinion's pretty much null on that topic. But because it's designed to be kind of sturdy and still an exploratory vessel, see, I got it right that time. Like I said, the armor and stuff like that has been designed for survivability and stuff like that. So it's a really interesting type of ship, because normally you have exploration or you have, like, combat ships. Rarely do you find one that's kind of a mix of both. So I kind of wanted to take a peek at this one. Now, I'm guessing we're going to have mirrored airlocks over there. I try not to backtrack too much, but I also like to leave the bridge for last. So we have airlock, crew berths. Let's go further this way. I'm guessing engineering's gonna be back here if it's kind of modeled off of the typical style of ships. Oh, what is that? Oh, it also has dual jump drives, which is what we're looking at here. Now, another feature that I thought was kind of cool that I want to explore a little bit more, but we'll have to wait till we get to the bridge, is you'll notice there's cameras here, and according to the description, the ship kind of has cameras in all the important spots where you can pretty much run the ship from the bridge, or at least that was the way I interpreted the description, so I'd kind of like to see if that holds up or not. But yeah, we've got the reactor room here. One thing I'm noticing is, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think this was all done with like the silver texture or something, because the lights seem to be really reflective off of the surfaces, like they're super glossy, and that doesn't normally happen, I don't think. It gives it an interesting look, though. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm like the hugest fan of it, but it's also not bad either. It's kind of cool, but it's weird. I can't wrap my head around it. It's like, do I like it? Do I not like it? I don't know. It's kind of interesting, though. So we've got a power summary engineering area here. Really cool. I always like that kind of setup where you not only have like an engineering room or something, but you also have kind of an observation area for that room, because to me it makes it a bit more believable. In real ships and things, you would have kind of a monitoring area to, observe and monitor the outputs or whatever, so that you can report back to the bridge, yada yada yada. So the crew berths are down here. It looks like, actually, this is kind of cool. You got a store, a cryo chamber, or multiple cryo chambers, and a kind of meeting table area with a few beds, which is cool. A couple of bathrooms here, or rather a bathroom and a shower. I really do like these new doors, by the way. This is one of those things where, like, I'm not sure I would recommend the Frostbite pack just for these, but if you're gonna get the Frostbite pack anyway, this is a really cool addition. I don't know why. I think it's because you can offset them finally. That you can actually put a door that doesn't take up a whole square like the sliding one, but isn't in the middle like the regular ones, and it actually ends up flush with the outer block. I think that's why I like them so much. And they look cool. I mean, that's an added bonus. Alright, cargo sealing procedure, doors, vents, forward grav switch. Ooh, that sounds dangerous. Sealing procedure vent. Feel like maybe to avoid confusion that should have been like unsealing or something, because one's probably pressurized and depressurized. Or maybe it's just, I don't know. No, that's off and that's on or whatever. I don't know. Anyway. Let's see. Cargo doors seal all door. Oh, this is a different one. All closed. Cargo door 2, cargo door 1. Oh, I see. So it's almost like either a secondary barrier or almost like a mini airlock. I would say airlock, except I don't see a vent, so it's probably just a double barrier for protection. Again, this is a ship designed for like hostile areas, so it makes sense to have some extra defenses. Wow, this is a cargo bay and a half. Holy crap! Oh, I missed this guy. What are you? What are you? What are you? You're like a little drone thing. That's cool. That's a neat looking little ship. What do we got here? 4 small batteries, it looks like. Or is that a battery? Yeah, small battery. A couple of thrusters in every direction, an antenna. Oh, it's a scout ship, basically. It's got an antenna, a camera. It's basically like a little, like a remote drone just to go see what's up. That's cool. You don't see those very often. They're normally either gun drones or mining drones or something like that. This is actually a legitimate scout drone that's just going to report back, which is really cool. Alright, so we've got batteries, cargo containers all over here. The assembler and refinery, it looks like. And then the oxygen tank and stuff, so pretty much all of your industrial. Oh, hey, wait a minute. I just realized something. Oh, never mind. Okay. False alarm, I think. Yeah, okay. It said O1 or D1 or whatever. I think that's O. And this said O2. So for a minute I thought maybe they had built an LCD screen in there and they had labeled the door like O2, like this is the oxygen area or something. And I was like, what? You can label doors? No, you can't. Sorry. Alright, so we got a nice cozy med bay here. Nothing too fancy, but it'll get things done. Keep you from dying, hopefully. Or rather, it'll give you a place to come back from in reality. Alright. Lights, projector, projector, and projector. Nice. So, in case you weren't sure what these buttons control, it's the lights. So, oh, I like transparent LCDs. Also, this is kind of cool because it is a lab, and actually, okay, they have cargo containers. I was going to say in the description it mentioned them being fully stocked, and I didn't know what that meant because I was like, the lab blocks are just for decoration. What do you mean fully stocked? But they have cargo access and cargo containers. But what I think is kind of hilarious about this is it is a transparent LCD screen and whatnot, but what I think is funny is a lot of times with science you either have like the whiteboards or the clear glass boards that everybody's written on, so it kind of just looks like you're walking by and they're just writing on the window and it's like, pay no attention to us, you know. has nothing to do with it being a transparent LCD screen or something. It just kind of looks like they wrote all over the glass, which I think is just kind of funny. Not probably intended, but if it was intended for that effect, then that's ultra kudos to the builder then, because that's hysterical. Alright. Now it seems we have accidentally made our way to the bridge, which I wasn't ready to do yet. So, spoiler alert, here's the bridge. But as you can kind of tell, actually you can't really tell, to be honest, because they use the carbon fiber here, which gives it a distinction, but you could carbon fiber regular armor and probably not notice, much like this is heavy armor as well. So, oh, this is even blast door blocks. They went all out. Alright. So that's a neat idea, is rather than having to use it all on the exterior frame of the ship, is actually doing just certain critical areas like the bridge and your engineering and stuff. Oh, okay, we ended up back here. So, alright, so that would imply then that there really isn't too much else left to see other than what's up here, which is the briefing stateroom and hangar, apparently. Wait a minute. Let's check the hangar first. Okay, so this looks more like a rover type hangar or some kind of ground vehicle because of the connector down there, but I could be wrong. There's no particular reason why a connector couldn't be on the bottom, so who knows. I don't actually recall if the description mentioned whether or not it could be on a planet or not, so maybe it's not a rover, because if it can't go on a planet, there would kind of be no point. I didn't really get a good look at the thrusters, but if it's a ion base, then yeah, it's probably not going to leave the atmosphere. This is a really cool stateroom, or briefing room, or whatever this is being labeled as. What is it being labeled as? Did it say? Did I miss a sign? I didn't miss a sign. Alright. That's the stateroom, so this has got to just be the briefing room then. One thing I think is cool, though, about this, according to how the description looked, is you can actually change this setup. So, like, lights move up, move down, activate hologram. Oh, it's set to toggle already, so like that. And you can get kind of a hologram view. Now, I don't know actually what this is a view is. It almost looks like a disassembled version of the ship, because it's like all broken into compartments kind of thing. But I don't know if that's basically just for show, or if that's actually like gonna actually show you the damage blocks or anything like that. I'm not really sure how. I think it's just for show, but it's a cool idea, and I really like that it's almost like a one of the things you see in a lot of the military movies or space movies where they dim all the lights and then you get like a hologram setup. I think it's pretty cool, because when you turn that off, you get all of your screen readouts again, and then the lights come back on and stuff, which I thought was pretty cool. So it's a nice little touch. It's one of those things that's not really crazy or difficult to do per se. I'm sure you could do all that with either a timer block setup or a programmable block or whatever, but it's still a really cool effect. And yeah, this is pretty cool too. This looks more like a common room. What did we say this was? Briefing room? Oh, officer stateroom. So I guess this is just kind of a common area. And then we have science officers stateroom. Now, this is kind of comical to me because I'm kind of like, this is kind of cozy. There's not, I mean, you have a private bathroom and everything, which is cool, especially on a ship. It wasn't, you know, something that's super common. But at the same time, it's kind of funny. I guess they're the same size. I was going to say, if the science one is smaller, it would have been kind of funny, because it's like, they're scientists. They're going to, like, live in the lab. Now we're at the captain's quarters, which he's got a, either, is this a desk or is this a, okay, we've got a bed, we've got a terminal, and a locker. I'm wondering if that's like a reception area, but I guess it's more like a desk, because there's no real area to go. So, that's pretty cool. I really did, one of the reasons I did want to feature this build is because I liked the use of some of the newer blocks that really worked together. For example, the couches with the hologram projectors and stuff like that, or in the staterooms and things. It was just fairly well designed. So I thought that it was a good use of combining all the different... Oh, here's the sign I missed. Nice. I just thought it was a good job of combining all the different things together, and it worked really well. Let's see. Toggle red alert, toggle full combat. That's interesting. I wonder what the difference is. Now, I believe it was this ship. Oh wow, it even gives a full readout of everything. Holy crap. Yeah. We're gonna eyeball this a little bit. 1, reading, 2, fine print. Backwards dampeners, ion thrusters, hydrogen thrusters, so maybe it can leave an atmosphere. Gyroscope control, jump drive, 1, oh, toggle on, and then probably jump, yeah, because it says jump. I can read. 2, remote control, main autopilot, so that makes me think main for the ship. Rotor con tower, rotor lock, share inertia. This is what I was going to point out. In the description, it brought up that with the share inertia tensor on, it would be one of those where it is a little more stable and you have less risk of there being clang or anything like that, but according to the builder, it may decrease the performance of how it turns and maneuvers and things like that. So if it feels sluggish, we're going to try and turn that off and see what happens. Conning tower, increase, decrease velocity. Not too sure how that works. I guess it's on an auto rotation or something, maybe not gyroscope controlled. And then we have a rotary view. And again, a lot of cameras. We have front, left, right, dorsal, ventral, rear. I'm wondering where all the cameras are for the jump drive and everything. I didn't see those. Maybe I just missed them. I don't know. Let's find out. Alright, so just off the bat, acceleration isn't too bad for, again, a ship this size. It does move quite slow with the share inertia on, so we'll have to see how that works without it. What was this one for? Hydrogen thrusters. It doesn't... I don't know. I don't want to say it can't do the atmosphere things without... I didn't see anything about it in the description. It could be there. Also, like the decoys that I failed to mention before. There's like the decoys off the back, which is a cool touch. Let's add gyroscope control. Okay, so that doesn't control the ship. That's weird. What does it control then? Gotta be the con tower, right? Okay, autopilot I don't think we're gonna mess with because we don't really need to. Con tower, rotor lock, conning tower, shear inertia. Tell you what, let's turn that off real quick and see how it turns with that off. It is notably better. It's still not like, you know, a fighter or anything like that, but it is noticeably better. So we'll turn that back on, turn off the rotor lock, go into the con view, and then increase that. What happens if we turn this on? Nope. Still not controlling that. Weird. What if we turn the in... Nope. Interesting. I don't know how to get the con tower to move then. Well, I tried my best. And then we have the views, obviously. Now, again, oh, you know what? I bet the controls for those cameras are in their actual observatory consoles, like, in the... Oh, hello. Hold on. Different things do different stuff. Cool. We got beacons, missiles. I'm guessing that's, yeah, controlling the turrets and whatnot. Okay, maybe there's one in here that does... Aha! Oh wait, no, that's ventral for docking. Okay, what about you guys? We've got defensive controls. Turrets, turrets. I don't see any fixed weapons. I could be just missing them, but I don't see any. Decoy printer. Defensive gravity field. Ooh, that's fun. Okay, what do we have here? Power controls, battery bank, backup hydrogen engine. Still controlling missiles. I like how you can control the missiles from like every... Wait a minute, unless... Nope, okay. I was gonna say, unless it's using some kind of mod thing to do that, but it's not. Alright, I could mess with the red alert and combat and all that, but I'm pretty sure that's just gonna affect turret behavior and whatnot, and I don't really feel like it'll change too much. So we're just gonna leave that alone for this one, and with that, we're gonna, I think, move on to the next one. So yeah, because I wasn't sure if I had looked through everything and then I remember we came from there. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, and last but oh so certainly not least, the BS-75 Galactica. This is a Battlestar Galactica replica, in case that wasn't obvious. However, I have to throw out a couple of disclaimer things here really quickly, and that actually is one that I actually had not seen anything Battlestar related, really. Anyway, so in terms of, once again, the accuracy and stuff to the source material, that'll be up to you guys to decide, because I don't really know what I'm looking at, but it looked really freaking cool. And honestly, I'm kind of just blown away by not necessarily the size of the ship, because honestly, there are a lot of huge builds out there, but the detail? And I don't know, there's just something about it that is just, I look at it, I'm like, dang, this must have taken forever to build. Maybe it's all the little ribs on the ship or the detail work or something, I don't know. Because, like I said, we've seen ships that were, you know, huge. It's like even the, what is it, the Ishimura or whatever from Dead Space, that's just gigantic. But this one just looks good. Like, it looks not that that one didn't, it looked amazing, but I'm just saying that this just looks really, really cool. You know, I thought these were turrets, but after I'm looking at them, I'm not so sure that they're not fighters. Are they fighters or turrets? They are on a rotor, and then the arms are on rotors, so we're gonna go with turrets. I'm gonna say turrets, like actual manned turrets. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're gonna go with. We're gonna go with turrets, which is awesome. I mean, look at these. Have you seen turrets like these before? I haven't, because these look awesome. So yeah, I have no real idea per se exactly, given my lack of exposure to the series, what its, you know, overall purpose exactly is for, whether it's a combat ship, an exploration ship, etc. and so on. But I just wanted to show it off mainly because of how cool it looked. I was like, I don't even care if this is a replica or not of something. This is just, anybody that put this much time into something kind of deserves to have it shown off. That was pretty much the extent of my thought process. So it looks like this is a hangar, and I do apologize for any Battlestar fans out there that I get something wrong and it, you know, makes you, you know, try and yell at the screen or something like that. It's been known to happen before with things I wasn't familiar with. Now this is really cool. Okay, this is actually super cool for a couple of reasons. I love graded catwalks with like a compartment under them, like a access hatch or a maintenance vent or something like that. I don't really know why, I've just always loved the look of it. Not because of the functionality, but like in sci-fi movies and stuff, it just looked really cool. The other reason this is really neat is the angular shape of the walls and everything with the lighting makes a really spooky and cool effect. Alright. I'm getting a little bit of, I think it's sim speed issues. Let me double check. Yeah, I think my frame rate's holding up pretty solid, so I think it's sim speed. Not too bad, but a little bit. So bear that in mind. The batteries, I believe, in the description were listed as backup, so that's probably why they're off. I have absolutely no idea where I'm going, by the way. Shouldn't surprise anyone, but I thought I would clarify just to make sure in case anyone thought differently. So I'm guessing this is the other, yeah, this is going to be the other access point from the hangar we came in from. Okay. It goes this way. Hangar observation, maybe? I mean, I guess it could be a flight deck, like, con tower thing, but it doesn't really have a good view of the actual hangar area for that. I wouldn't think, but, well, I know. I'm definitely not, like, a ship architect or anything like that. Ooh! What is this? Briefing room? Looks like a briefing room. Either briefing room or possibly academy room, depending on, again, the source material of if they had cadets or anything on the ship. I don't know. Alright, I'm going to turn the cap lock off on this because I've been trying to use it for smoother, so I'm not just like screaming down a hallway or something like that, but because of the sim speed I'm getting, I'm moving really slow. So, this is interesting. The wall kind of doesn't match the rest of the interior. I wonder if that's for a specific reason. I think this was the maintenance area, so it looks like that's to maintain the conveyors. Just a guess. I don't actually know. Alright. Man, there's so many hallways and things. I'm getting so turned around. Alright, let's just keep on the same level and go one direction. Let's see what happens. Alright, so I'm guessing we're hitting the mirror side, so we're probably through the middle of the ship now. Yeah, this is going to be the other starboard side hangar. Okay. So that means, unless I missed something, which I probably did, this ship is pretty big, so I can't guarantee I'll find everything I'm supposed to see because, yeah, it's a big ship, so lots to see. We're gonna go this way first, I think. Alright, so I'm guessing bunks. Doesn't look like a med bay. Okay, and then this is the other side. Alright. Trying to keep my bearings. I don't know if anyone gets out. I'm trying really hard to keep my bearings in here so I don't get too turned around. We're running short on time as it is. Shooting range. I already like this ship like 100 times more. How many ships include a shooting range? That, you know, I never thought about it before. Like, I never would have thought to include that before. Now that I've seen one done, I kind of feel like all large capital vessels should have a shooting range on them. It just makes sense. What are you gonna do when everybody gets cabin fever? Let them go blow off some steam and just go shoot some stuff. Really quite simple. Alright, officer racks. Oh, this is kind of interesting. It's almost like a bluish gray wood flooring. Much roomier, obviously, although, you know, kind of makes me feel like they only have one officer, or maybe two, because unless there's more than one of these rooms, which is possible. There's actually probably another one, because it seems to be mirroring everything, so on the other side is probably one as well. That goes back up there, which we're not ready to do yet. Let's check the engineering room. Yeah, this is a really cool ship. I really like it. Especially the exterior design of it. Again, not knowing the source, I don't know how accurate the interior design is, or if it's, like, made up. Because some series, some shows and movies and stuff, you don't actually end up really seeing the interiors a lot. This is cool. Wait, why are my lights not working? What the? That was weird. My lights wouldn't come on. This is actually pretty cool. I also like suspended things, which is funny because in real life I don't, but in sci-fi designs, like looks of ships, I think it looks really cool. I just wouldn't really like walking on them. Actually, this wouldn't be too bad. It's not that far of a fall or anything like that. I mean, not that you'd want to fall, but it's totally livable. I just have a fear of dying by death by falling. You know, it's not really the fall or heights or anything that concerns me. It's the death part after the fall. That's the part that concerns me mildly. Alright, so this, I'm gonna say, is another maintenance type area? Or are those cargo? Welder. Oh, okay. So that's a welder for maintenance. Interesting. Oh, to keep the reactor repaired. That's cool. Also something that I think is cool that I hardly ever do in my own builds is add repair systems and stuff. Is this a one floor? Yeah. Okay. So where are we now? Again, it's a little on the darker side of things. It could stand to have a few extra lights here and there. But I do kind of like the ambiance, the atmosphere to it is pretty cool. Because sometimes having a gloomy, dark, dimly lit ship can actually be pretty cool if you do it right. Which I'd say this one is doing fairly well, because it actually is a little on the dimmer side, like down there. This is fine. This is really cool. I also like the, like, disco gold, because I've seen this used a couple of times where it basically was, like, to simulate, kind of that, I don't know what material it is, but that stuff that NASA uses that's kind of like the solar, either to absorb or to shield, I forget what it's used for. But it actually does kind of have that look to it when you put the, like, disco texture with a gold color. Alright, now I'm getting super turned around. Where am I again? Okay, this is the stairwell. That's a nice common thread to keep in mind. Still have yet to find the bridge. Wait a minute. Maintenance. Have we been through here before? We have, haven't we? This comes out to here. Okay, alright. Somehow, wasn't trying to, somehow ended up back where I started from. That's cool. Alright, FTL. Oh, is that what that was? This is the FTL room? So that would mean that this probably has the jump drive somewhere, or maybe in this chamber here, possibly. I don't really actually see a jump drive anywhere. I don't know where they are. Oh well. Apparently this is the FTL room, though, or maybe it leads to it. I'm not entirely sure on that point. Okay, so since I don't exactly see a good way to get back to where we were, I'm just going to use the stairwell. And somehow using a jetpack was slower than just going down the stairs, but whatever. Okay, that was engineering, so we need to head this way, because this is the opposite way that we didn't go, I believe. Oh wow, there's still a lower area too? Jeez. Wait, did we do this already? I can't tell. Infirmary. No, we haven't. Okay. This is cool. I also like this, too, to be honest. It's something that some people do and some don't, is when you're doing an infirmary or something to do the glass walls and stuff, it makes it feel more like an actual sterile environment type of thing. Which, you know, you're in space, man. You don't know what people have. You might have some alien pathogen or something or whatnot, so you can't be too careful. You don't know. Heck, look what's going on with us right now. We've got crazy enough stuff on our own planet. What are you gonna do when you run into an alien coronavirus that, like, turns you into, I don't know, an alien or something? I mean, that's... My point is, wash your hands on the planet, and in space, have a sterile environment. I don't know. Okay, this is cool. This is really cool, actually. Dude. This looks like a legit brig. I mean, granted, for like one person, but still. How many times have we seen... Actually, this reminds me of Legends of Tomorrow, their cell that they have on the Wave Rider. But that's a pretty cool use of the What is this, actually? The window wall? Okay, window wall and graded catwalks. Now, granted, not 100% secure, but, you know. I always felt like it was smart, a little bit cutthroat probably, but I always thought it would be kind of smart if you were, like, in space. I mean, like I said, it's space, dude. You can't take any chances. What if you're housing a saboteur and then they decide they don't want, you know, to have the ship go down or something, or they don't want to go where you're wanting to go, so they, like, detonate a reactor or something. I mean, there's a lot that can go wrong in space, let's just be honest. So I always thought it would be smart, you know, again, prefacing it with probably a little cutthroat, and for like a humanitarian ship like the Enterprise or something, probably not going to happen, but for military, let's say a military ship that's, you know, like exploring unknown worlds, don't know how hostile or how violent or whatever you're going to run into. I always thought it would be cool. I'm doing a lot of prefacing here so people don't think I'm crazy, but I thought it would be a good idea, a secure idea, to have like a separate vent system in the brig of a spaceship, so that if, you know, your people got out of line, you're like, yo, you either calm down and do what I tell you, or what are you gonna do, tase me? No, I'm gonna like suck the air out of the room. You know, like that would be a far more effective method than like tasing people or beating them up or whatever. It's like, no, I'm not gonna even enter the cell. I'm just gonna shut the air off. And anyway, moving on. Just a thought. It's only cruel and unusual punishment if you actually do it, not if you talk about it. That's how that works, right? If you don't actually implement the crazy sadistic system or something, you're fine. See, I got turned around again. Oy. Let's just head to the CIC. That seems safe. And really cool, actually. This is also why I like the graded catwalks. You can hide all your vent systems, which is cool. I don't know what this contraption is, but it's neat. It's really, really neat. But I have no idea what it's for. Can't even read anything on it if there is anything to read. Now, fun fact. I see the CIC. Where is the bridge? Bow airlock. Oh, that would have been good to use rather than the, I don't know, hangar. Gosh, there's so much to this ship. It keeps going. It's like a maze. Alright, port airlock. We don't actually really need to use the airlock or anything. Though, holy guacamole, this is the most fancy airlock I've seen in a long freaking time. Like, you know how it's become kind of standard practice with space engineers to just have a couple doors put together, maybe put a vent in the middle? No. Not only do you have like a hangar door, you got cargo, then you've got the airlock, then you got an armory or two, and then you got a secondary airlock type thing. I mean, it's not really second. Anyway. But, alright. I need to track the bridge down already. Ooh. This is cool. I'm guessing war room type thing? Meeting room? Brunch room? I don't... Backgammon. That's where they play backgammon. Good lord. Is there a bridge around here that I can access, please? It's probably up, right? There was a stairwell. Oh, that only went down. I'm so lost. I was so turned around. I might not actually get a chance to fly the ship. It says command deck. Alright. EEC port and port starboard. Okay. CIC. Got that. This was firewall starboard. CIC. Bow starboard airlock. Wardroom. Not 100% sure, but I think that should be war room, but, you know, no judgment. Is it behind this wall? Where is the bridge? I'm so freaking lost. Alright, I don't normally do this, but we are really low on time. Like, I went way over than what I wanted to, so I'm actually going to cut this either to the end or until I find... I'm just going to cut it till I find the bridge. It's the CIC. The CIC is the bridge. Let's just move on. It's not normally how you do it, so anyway. Alright, so we do have control of the ship, and also I was going back through the screenshots trying to figure out where maybe the bridge was or whatnot, and realized that I even missed a whole hangar bay that I don't even know where that is on the ship, so that's fun. I'm not going to mess around too much with this. I believe the one actually allows the thing to fly. Maybe that's red alert mode, I'm not sure. Anyway. So as one might expect, it's pretty sluggish. This is a big ship, and it moves like one. As you can tell by the numbers on the speedometer there down at the bottom. Now granted, the frame rate's a little chuggy at the moment, or the sim speed is anyway, but so that may be accelerating slightly better than it looks given the frame rate thing, but anyway. This episode has already gone on a lot longer than I planned. I do apologize for that. That's kind of the problem when you have like 2 or 3 bigger builds, that they take a long time to walk through, especially if you're trying to show everything. So, we're going to quickly wrap things up here for today. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.